Yuri, a middle-aged man, resided in the wilderness of Estonia, surrounded by vast and stunning forests teeming with wildlife. The Parni River flowed through the heart of the forest, providing a habitat for numerous salmon. Yuri deeply appreciated the beauty of his surroundings and never took the land for granted. As a hunter, he was tasked with population control, ensuring that certain species did not overpopulate and threaten the balance of the forest ecosystem. Despite his job, Yuri held a deep love for wildlife and animals. As winter approached, the temperatures plummeted and the landscape transformed. The days grew shorter, the nights longer, and ice began to form on the ground. The Parni River, initially only freezing at its edges, gradually became enveloped in a thin, clear coating of ice as the cold tightened its grip on the land. During winter, the ice presented a deceptive danger. While it appeared thick enough to support weight, it was actually fragile. Stepping on it could lead to a deadly plunge into the freezing, swiftly flowing water below. Yuri, well aware of this peril, always avoided the vicinity of the stream when hunting during winter. However, while traversing the forest in search of prey, he spotted 3 silhouettes on the frozen river, a peculiar sight, considering even animals typically avoided the treacherous ice. Approaching cautiously, Yuri widened his eyes in realization. The figures were 3 wolf cubs, marooned on the ice. It was a stroke of luck they hadn't succumbed to the frozen depths below. Despite his history of hunting wolves for population control, Yuri harbored no malice towards these innocent cubs. Determined to save them, he plunged into the freezing water, breaking the fragile ice as he advanced. Though the river was shallow enough to only reach his chest, the biting cold stole his breath with every step. Yet, driven by resolve, Yuri pressed on, knowing he had to rescue the frightened cubs. The mother wolf likely kept a close watch on her cubs, and the man wading through the water toward them. While she might have been wary, Yuri had a strict rule against harming wolves when they were with their offspring. Upon reaching the baby wolves, he gently scooped them up and carried them back to shore. The cubs remained unusually quiet and docile, which struck Yuri as odd. Though physically unharmed, he decided to have them checked by a vet as a precaution. The vet discovered that the cubs had low blood pressure, explaining their subdued behavior. After administering medication and advising overnight observation, the vet implanted small GPS tracking chips before releasing the cubs back to their mother the following day. As Yuri opened the cage, the cubs bowed their heads in what seemed like gratitude before scampering off in search of their mother. Yuri resumed his life, unaware of the impact his actions had on the wolf family. The reunited family shared a heartwarming reunion, the mother displaying clear signs of relief and joy at having her cubs back. As they disappeared into the depths of the forest, the cubs cast one last hopeful glance back, but Yuri was nowhere to be seen. Years later, Yuri found himself once again amidst the forest's snowy embrace, his presence a testament to the enduring bond forged on that icy riverbank. Yuri had seldom dwelled on the encounter with the wolf cubs, only occasionally recalling it when passing by the spot where he had waded into the icy water. With his focus on his duties and an approaching snowstorm, he set out to hunt a deer for sustenance. However, the snowfall intensified and the wind grew stronger, engulfing everything in a blinding white. Navigating became impossible and Yuri's fingers grew numb from the cold. After hours of wandering, he lost all sense of direction. Shivering violently and struggling to move, Yuri began to lose hope. His body gave in to the cold, and he collapsed, unable to stand. As Yuri lay there, resigned to his fate, 3 figures emerged from the snow. He closed his eyes, prepared to meet his end. Yet, to his surprise, he felt warmth enveloping him as the animals lay down beside him, their bodies providing him with much-needed heat. Gradually, the sensation of warm fur against his skin lulled him into a peaceful sleep. When he awoke, the storm had passed, and Yuri found himself alone, but no longer shivering. Nearby, he saw 3 wolves, their distinct markings confirming their identities. They were the same cubs he had rescued years ago. Extending his hand, Yuri gently stroked their heads, and the wolves, recognizing his scent, responded with affection. They had sensed his distress and repaid his past kindness by offering him warmth and comfort in his time of need. The wolves' timely intervention had saved Yuri from certain death. turning what could have been a tragic ending into a story of survival and newfound appreciation for the natural world. This experience deeply impacted Yuri, leading him to drastically change his approach to hunting. He rarely hunted thereafter, opting instead for more humane methods of population control, such as segregation and relocation to other forests in Estonia. As he traversed the picturesque forests, Yuri would occasionally be accompanied by the same 3 wolves that had once saved his life. Their presence filled him with gratitude and admiration, reminding him of the bond between humans and animals and the importance of coexisting harmoniously with nature. Each time they walked together, Yuri's heart swelled with respect and appreciation for the creatures that had given him a second chance at life.